Here we are at Jourama Range National Park, home of the Jourama Falls. Today I'm going to be going through the park by myself because Car was being kind of a butt that day and she decided not to come with me. So I decided to film on my own that day. A little bit of an experiment. We couldn't drive all the way into the national park area because the roads they're not really flooded, but they had a layer of water going over them, seeing as they didn't have any bridges in the area, so didn't want to risk driving the van through and having it get loaded with water. I mean, it could probably handle it, it's just that yeah, the diff is leaking and the gearbox is leaking, so the water might get in and create rust or whatever. So this is the first creek that I'm visiting now. There isn't any set pathway that goes in, so I kind of got lost trying to get there. You have to climb over all these rocks, kind of ninja style. It's not all that easy to get into. First creek is fairly small, but not as small as what the camera makes it look like. It's actually pretty big, like you wouldn't want to fall in. The currents would probably suck you under and you'd die. Yeah, the path works its way up the side of the mountain, so you kind of have a couple of vantage points along the pathways you go. This one's the first lookout. Not very impressive, but I filmed it anyway. Just sign giving you an intro to the flora and fauna in the area, and of course there's always signs telling you about the hazards, even though it's pretty obvious. Like it's like a 50-meter drop from the top of that cliff down into the valley. And also, disappointingly, there isn't any boardwalks that go to the top of the falls. You can only view the falls from like 200 meters away. So yeah, if you want to take a nice photo, you need like a super crazy zoom lens. So instead I decided to follow the creek bed along the river. I followed it maybe half a kilometer, and that's as close as I could get to the falls. I didn't really want to risk going any further because I was on my own. There was literally nobody else there, so if I injured myself, like, no one would probably find me. This part here, I don't know why I put this after. This is actually on the way up to the falls, but yeah, it's just like a interesting little creek section. Built in 1840 by Stephen Martin III. He was also one of the first inventors of concrete, and he designed this little creek road to allow the path for the Roman army to cross through while they were on their way to invade Townsville. Also, another thing is, like, it was pretty hot that day. It's probably like 30-35 degrees, so I was sweating my butt off. I brought extra water with me, but I ended up drinking all of it, like 2 liters or so, and I wasn't really going that long. Interesting tree with vines wrapped around it. This bird, it's like a bush turkey, but we call them tanto. And that's it. A little lizard. Heaps of those little lizards all through the mountain. Usually they're not scared of you, but I tried filming them and they'd always run away.